of the biggest mistakes business owners make that can actually kill a business is mingling of personal and business funds. Hello, my business people. Thank you once again for tuning in as I continue sharing tips and especially on challenges that you're having in your businesses in the finance environment. And today's video, I'm going to talk about or discuss the importance of keeping personal and business funds separate. If you're here for the first time, you're seeing me for the first time, I'm called Lillian Oluka of Leo Professional Services. I do help small to medium-sized businesses scale their companies using tax accounting and sound business strategy. So many small business owners may see no harm, actually, in using their personal accounts for business expenses. But doing so can lead to serious problems down the line. So I'm going to explore what could possibly go wrong. And along the way, I'll give you tips on how you can get out of this forever, hopefully. So I'll start by defining what commingling of funds is all about. So commingling of personal and business funds occurs when a business owner tends to mix personal and business finances. For example, you may end up using your business account to pay for personal expenses such as groceries, fuel, can be school fees for your children, you pay for meals, car repairs, even rent where you stay, right? You are the business owner. You do this, right? You know, right? Anyway, so some of the justifications I've had are the business is mine. Without me, there's no business. So once I'm in trouble, why not access funds for the company? That's not right, my friend, and you know it. The day you set up that company as a separate legal entity, that is the day you said, we are two separate people. Business will operate as a business, and I operate my funds also, right? So now let's see what could possibly go wrong. How bad can things really get if the business owner continues to mix up funds like that? So one of the biggest problems you are likely to experience is paying high taxes. And I'll explain further. Let's give an example where, say, you got a lump sum of income, probably you sold a car, you sold a piece of land, and that money passed through your bank account, right? And in the unfortunate event that the tax authorities got into your bank account, trust me, they are going to levy taxes on whatever income is in your account. The onus is then on you to prove that that income actually does not belong to the business. By the time you're done with that exercise, you'll be tired because it's not a once-off, it's not a one-day affair, it's not a week, it can take you months, it can take you a year trying to chase that. Do you really want to go through that? I don't think so. Then the other one would be, which is common actually, is mainly expenses. Business owners spend out of their business account, not putting income. With income, you're always careful. When it's income, it tends to go to the personal account. When it's the expenditure, it must go through the business account, right? So let's assume you spend, say, for fees, which is high, or rent, which is meant for personal, all that goes through the business account. And then your accountant is doing your taxes. Two things can happen. One, the accountant may actually disregard that if you are unable to explain that the expenditure is in furtherance of business. That may be left out. And then, which is good, which is correct. But what if the expenditure actually was meant for business, but the mere fact that you are unable to explain it was left out? So your tax burden goes up, right? Or if in error, they claimed those personal expenses as business expenses, and then you pay taxes on it. Should you do should BRS do a reassessment of your tax? Or there's a tax audit and they discover these expenses are actually personal expenses, what happens? They're going to charge you a penalty, assuming you paid a year before, and the tax audit takes place now. You may have paid, they will charge you now a penalty. Of course, you underestimated your taxes because you claimed a higher expenditure. You're going to pay more tax, including penalties on top of it. So it's always good for us to avoid that. Then the next one is the cost of compliance. Here I'm talking in terms of whoever will be helping you to do your own books. Once you're mixing up things, your transactions are mixed up, small as you may claim, but okay, my books, there isn't much to be done, it's just little work. Whoever is going to assist you is likely to charge you a high amount because small as you claim, it's complex. One has to make sense of whatever is going on. Where at this point, even you who made the expenditure cannot record, cannot explain anything. So let's save ourselves money by, making sure we keep our things organized. Then, of course, the other problem that can occur is the misstated financial statements that can then lead to poor financial decisions. If you have books of accounts that are mixed up, then you go and drop a set of financial statements based on that data. Garbage in, garbage out. Trust me, you're not going to have accurate financials. It's not going to, okay, it may not be accurate, but it's not going to reflect the true picture of your business at any given point in time. Again, you lose out on. So let's now see, why should we really separate the funds? What do we have to gain? One is efficiency through organization. Once you're separating your accounts, it means you are generally organized. So your personal, your business finances, they're not intertwined. There's no challenge when you're trying to track your expenses. You're going to achieve accuracy at the end of the day. Then the other one is shielding yourself from any legal repercussions. You don't want someone to come and claim, say your assets or whatever it is that is not meant for the business and is actually meant for personal purposes. You see. Then the other one is simplify tax compliance. Come tax season, we know this is a season which is daunting, it's hectic, you have to do a lot in a short time. But come that period, you're going to be on point because everything is just in place. And that's what we need as business people. We don't need an extra headache. We need to spend our time growing our business, not worrying about the tax. Then we have, of course, enhanced financial transparency. Transparency is essential for making decisions, as we've seen earlier, about your business's future. But how do you make a business decision or make decisions about the future when you don't know where you came from? You don't know where you are today. How do you know where you're going? Right? You get the point. Then, of course, the most important one is building credibility. In the eyes of lenders, they can be investors, potential partners, and financial integrity is always paramount, especially for you, a small or a medium-sized businesses. You need these partners in your business to grow. How do you grow if you don't get into a habit of keeping your things organized? Separate your personal life from your business life. What are the solutions then? We've seen how bad it can get. We've seen what you gain. We say if you kept proper books of, if you kept your things organized. What are the solutions? I'll start just by giving you one tip. One tip. This tip goes to those who say they don't know, it was my error, I don't know what goes where, I don't know where it's personal. Well, this tip is for, of course, you're saying you don't know what it is. Okay. One, before you spend, always ask yourself one question. This expenditure, is it incurred in furtherance of this business or not? Watch out for that answer. If your answer is a yes, automatically it's a business expense. If it's a no, it's personal. Simple as that. Right? Now, these are the practical tips you need to follow in order to make sure at all times you're compliant. One, you need to open 2 separate bank accounts, one for your business, one for personal needs, right? And when you're spending, make sure you're spending from those different accounts. If it's a business expense, spend from the business account. If it's for personal, spend on personal. Then, of course, these days, what I see, people are usually using mobile cards a lot. They use the Orange and other service providers. So once you have a card like that, of course, you have access to cash all the time anywhere, but always just be disciplined that if the card is for the business, you can never use that card for personal business or personal, whatever you want to spend on. Should, in the event that you spend, because probably the card was fast for you, just get into the habit of refunding. Just refund the exact amount you spend, put it back. And the audit trail will be there. It won't be difficult for anyone to understand what was going on, even a year later. And the other tip is use an accounting software. My friend, if you're not using an accounting software today, I'm sorry to say this, we are leaving you behind. Everybody is using an accounting software today. Why? Because they are free. There are those that are even free forever, especially those that you can just install on your computer, your laptop. There are those because most companies now are moving in the cloud. They are charging subscription-based. There are still a few even that operate in the cloud, and it's still you can have a free. If you haven't started using any yet, please go check one of my videos where I posted a free software that you can use to further your business, to organize your business. Otherwise, we're leaving you behind. So, other than that, get professional help. Get professional help. When you're starting out, you might be able to do these things on your own, but as business grows, you need to spend time doing what you know best, right? So leave the rest to the professionals. You'll have a peace of mind. You'll have the right kind of information at any given point in time. You pay your taxes in time, and business becomes interesting to manage. So as usual, if you need further help from us, please do not hesitate to contact us. I've left my contact details in the video below. And until next time,